Hello, and welcome to Sunspiration. I must say I've definitely missed you. We missed out on last week, and yes, there were circumstances beyond my control. But I give God the glory that I'm strong and I'm back today to give you another powerful message. It's the start of a new month, so I've got a new theme to kick us all off to. If you're watching for the first time, Sunspiration is inspiration from the Holy Bible. I am a speaker and a Christian, so every Sunday I go into the Holy Bible and I find a powerful message to fire you up for the week. It has been a wonderful journey so far on Sunspiration, and we have different powerful themes across different months. And this is a new month, and I want to encourage you to join me too as we take another powerful and wonderful walk. We are going to look at a very great topic. One thing I know is, in this world, there are principles. Principles are standard things that whatever you do, they will happen. If you sow something, you will reap a result. If you go up, you are going to come down. You can't argue with gravity. You can't argue with principles. And so, because we're walking along the lines of sowing and reaping, I want to say to you, in this month of August, the time will come. Over the years, I've observed several things, and I'm equally guilty of it because I've found myself in so many projects that started and got dropped off halfway. And I've been thinking, I said, what are the reasons that caused these? But I know one thing for sure is, it will be a whole topic on its own. So I will leave that and park it to the side first. But I'm going to focus on what can take people on the journey, the ability to achieve the goal that they actually want. One thing I love about the fruits of the Spirit in the Bible, long suffering is actually a fruit. It is amazing because that means for you to get a fruit, you have to sow a seed. So you actually have to put in something, and the result you're going to get at the end is long suffering. But why is long suffering so important? In other words, I can refer to long suffering as staying power. As I've picked up a theme that says the time will come, I want to encourage you, the only way you can get to that time that we're talking about for the seed that you have sown is by long suffering, which is having that staying power. One of the reasons, or I can say one of the ultimate and key reasons why people don't achieve the goals they want is because they are in a hurry. They want to get to where they're trying to get to too quickly. They're not willing to go through the process of long suffering. And when I say long suffering, I'm not saying it means literally suffering, like going through pain and crying every single day. I think just that ability to just stay with it till you get the results. Today I'm going to go into the Bible. I'm going to go into a very, very common chapter, which is the story of Esther. I'll encourage you to read it because it's a story of a wonderful queen called Esther. But the talk today is not going to be about Esther, it's going to be about Mordecai. Mordecai had actually been carried into exile. And so he has every reason to be angry and frustrated, because if you're carried into exile, that means you've moved against your will. But he still had a good heart. So several times we find ourselves being very angry because we found ourselves in places that we didn't really even want to be. But Mordecai stayed faithful to the cause. He even took Esther in and looked after her, even though he was on exile. And then Esther became a queen. One day, Mordecai heard a plot to assassinate the king. And he went and told about it. And when it was investigated, they realized that, oh wow, it's true. And then everything went quiet after a while, because those who were planning to assassinate the king, they all got punished for what they were trying to do. Then it took years and years later. One day, the king remembered, hang on here, there was a guy, Mordecai, who saved my life. What reward was actually given to him? If you look at the book of Esther, you will see that it was in chapter 2 that Mordecai saved the king's life. But he never got his reward till chapter 6. So it was a journey across. And even in between again, there was a plot to assassinate all the Jews. And Mordecai got involved again and spoke to Esther, and their lives were saved. Now, Mordecai would have had every reason not to say anything, but he did, even though the last time he was not rewarded. What if he got angry and walked away? What if he got angry and thought, what's the point of saying this anyway? Nothing is going to get done. Nothing actually changes. After all, nobody even honored me for telling the last time. But still, he had that heart to still help and to still support. You need to realize that there are several times that because you got angry and walked away, when the blessing came, you had gone and you missed out on it. We let people speak to us and tell us every single time, oh, they're just using you. Oh, they're just manipulating you. And that's just because you are being nice. I want to say to you today, the time will come. Because remember, I spoke about principles earlier. Sowing, reaping. You sow great things and good things, there will always be a result for doing that. So in this month of April, I want to really encourage you. The time will come. Have that staying power. Keep believing and just keep pushing. I know the first quarter of the year has passed already, and you might be looking at those who are sharing all the things they've achieved, and you're thinking, I've been working so hard and I've got nothing. I want to encourage you. Remember principles. You have sown, you will reap. That time for you will come. Mordecai waited across several chapters in the book of Esther. But one night, the king could not sleep. And that was the night that everything changed for him. So there is a king out there somewhere who will not be able to sleep one night. And they're going to remember you, and everything will change for you too. But most importantly, you need to be still there, pushing and believing. If you get angry and walk away, when the blessing comes, you will have gone. Have a great week. Stay blessed. I love you all.